Here are 5 woodworking tools you need to buy before your next project. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make with Jake, where we use practical methods to build fun projects. I'm Jake, and today we're talking about 5 tools you need to buy before your next woodworking project. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll show you where I buy some really high quality tools and accessories for really reasonable prices. And spoiler alert, it's not Harbor Freight and it's not Amazon. Alright, enough of this, let's dive into the video. Alright, let's pick a package totally at random and call it the first one. We'll start over here. Alright, so little guy, let's see what we have. Someone wrapped these really well. The first item on the list is a digital angle gauge. These are an incredibly useful tool because it has magnets which allows you to measure the angle between any 2 items on your saw, whether it be your miter saw or your table saw or even your band saw. The markings on any of those saws for setting the blade angle are wildly inaccurate, and you should never ever use those. Ever. Some woodworkers swear by using a machinist square or combination square or something along those lines to set the blade angle to 90 or 45 degrees, but I just find that method incredibly tedious and not particularly effective. By switching to the digital angle gauge, you get 0.1 degree accuracy, a backlight, and for those of you who prefer the metric system, it even displays metric angles as well. If you want to pick up your own, check out the links in the description down below. Let's check out item number 2. Alright, again, picking at totally random, let's check out the second tool that I recommend you buy before your next woodworking project. We'll just get this one. Keep it in order. Check this out. Paint scraper. Cleaning off hardened squeeze out is a pain. I used to use a chisel, but a chisel really sucks because sometimes if you're not careful, it can dive and gouge your workpiece, which is just a serious problem. Running your board through a planer isn't always an option either. Maybe you don't have a planer, or more likely, that glue is causing the whole board to be uneven, which could cause the board to go through the planer and become twisted when it comes out the other side, which again, not optimal for a cutting board. Some of you might be saying, why don't you just use a wet rag and wipe off the glue squeeze out before you let everything dry? Oh, hold on. Shoe fly, don't bother me. What I find is that when you use a wet rag to wipe away glue, it can sometimes soak into the surface of the wood depending on what woods you're using. This isn't always a problem for cutting boards where you're going to be removing large amounts of materials to make sure it's flat. But on other types of glue ups, this could become an issue because if you don't mill off or sand out all of the glue that's soaked into the wood, you could have serious problems with the way your finishes soak into the wood and it just won't look even or good at all. So before your next project, make sure you pick up a low-cost paint scraper like this one using the links in the description down below. Let's check out the next item on the list. Let's see what we have next. This guy. Check it out. A 6-inch double square. A 6-inch double square or combination square is an absolute must-have in the shop. I know I keep saying that, but I picked these items for a reason. Make sure you avoid the aluminum versions you typically find at your home store. The problem with these is aluminum is really soft and it can become dented, or if you drop it, it will most likely go out of square pretty much immediately. And while they're not impossible to re-square, it's just one more thing that I personally don't like to worry about. So grab yourself a high quality steel square like this one. I'm a big fan of this steel square. It's made by PEC, which means it's all steel, super high quality, and when I bought it, it arrived perfectly square right out of the box. I really like the black lines on here that are inked really well, so it's super visible. I find myself reaching for the square during nearly every project that I do. It's a super high quality tool, and really easy to make sure that any box I make is square. I actually use it to measure things more often than I check squareness because the lines are just so easy to read. It's just a great tool to use. I picked up this square for a really great deal, so stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you exactly where you can get super high quality tools just like this one at totally reasonable prices. All right, let's on to the next item on the list. All right, let's pick the next item. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, what do we got here? Calipers. A good pair of calipers is an absolute game changer for the woodshop. They're not just for precision engineering projects anymore. The great thing about calipers is they make it really easy to check the thickness of some material, the width of a slot, or even the diameter of a dowel quickly and easily without any guessing games looking at lines or anything weird like that. You can get super accurate and consistent results with just a low-cost pair of calipers like these ones here. You can buy calipers like these in both digital or dial versions. Digital calipers are nice because you can easily switch the readout from imperial to metric if you so choose. Because I don't believe in the metric system, I typically go for the dial set of calipers because they never run out of batteries. If you want to pick up your own set of calipers, be sure to check out the links in the description down below. Now let's head on to the fifth and final item on my list. All right, now let's check out the last item in my list. Nice and square. This one's wrapped really nicely. Check it out. It's a Woodworkers Notebook. As John Hodgman always says, hashtag always be plugging. When I started this whole YouTube project, I needed a notebook, and I thought it would be great if I had a notebook that was designed specifically for woodworkers. I wanted a notebook with a couple of formulas that I typically use on a woodworking project built into the book itself so I didn't have to go searching for them all the time. And thus, the Woodworkers Notebook was born. The Woodworkers Notebook has 150 pages of dotted graph paper, as well as some key formulas that you might find yourself reaching for when you're in the shop. From calculating board feet to some area equations, as well as some polygon math, it's all in here. And one of the things I really like about this book is on the back, I have a fraction to decimal reference chart. So again, if you're using a set of calipers and they give you a decimal readout, you can quickly look on the back of your Woodworkers Notebook and figure out what fraction that is. If you want to pick up your own Woodworkers Notebook, be sure to check the links in the description down below and grab one off of Amazon. Alright, so before I talk about where I get some of these high quality tools at super reasonable prices, head down in the comments below and let me know if I missed any tools that you think should have been on my list. I found this company a while back and it's really quite impressive the quality of tools and types of tools they're able to offer at these kind of lower price rates, even compared to some other kind of budget retailers that are out there. I am of course talking about Taylor Toolworks. One thing that Taylor Toolworks does that I think is really cool is they're able to offer blemish tools or tools with some sort of aesthetic defect. These tools work just fine. They're still super accurate, super high quality, but they have some sort of cosmetic defect or something along those lines. And that's how I got this square right here. I don't even know what the blemish is, but it was like 20% off or something. So pretty good deal. This video isn't sponsored by Taylor Toolworks or anything. I just thought it'd be cool to kind of showcase what they have and kind of point them out to any new woodworkers as a possible resource for getting some new tools that you might be missing in your toolkit at a reasonable price. I'll have links in the description down below to most of these tools which are available at Taylor Toolworks as well. If you found this video helpful, be sure to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. That's all I have for now. Now get out there and make something awesome.